RBRT time in my Defiance. I'm not gonna lie, since the new update came out, there's so much stuff that you're adding to all your crews. There's so much stuff that you're adding to all your tanks. This is what I was running on the tank at the time when I did this match. And I was having some difficulty, adjusting to the new UI, just like everyone else. And so I took the video I made about the 6 steps and I actually did them. And so I did a bunch of low tier games where I literally just, I fell back to tanks that I'm really comfortable playing, and trying to make it as easy on myself as possible. And that's what this is. Luckily this match happened on port. I love port. Not entirely sure why I love port. I just love it. No real reason. I'm very familiar with exactly where to go on like different areas. I think it's a very straightforward map as well, but with a lot of options, unlike some maps where you get like it's lane A, lane B, or lane C, and that's it. So, which means that you can effectively brawl in like almost any different area using like buildings and peeking and whatnot. And as a Matilda-esque tank, I try to kind of rush and be at the front to get there quicker. Like in my Churchill, I feel like I never stop. I never use the brakes. It's just go, 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 go. Get as quickly as possible to something to shoot. At the same time, like I am very aware of every time I break a wall, like be behind cover afterwards. And don't get artied. And then my bad. Definitely should not have hit that guy. I felt really, really bad. And I was like, I don't feel like discovering the communications wheel yet, so let's just move on. Now, so here there's a dead tank up ahead of me, and so what I'm trying to do is pull out to get good shots on him before he gets to cover, and then using that dead tank to hide behind, because the guy on my left, which now we can take care of. Of course, there are, the chances of people behind me shooting me in the butt, but I figured they'd be preoccupied with all the tanks that were closer and already shooting them, so. Now, for this, I literally used RBRT like 99% of the time. I'm not using the new HUD, so I'm just trying to get used to, when I lock on, I'm reading that information, I'm getting used to what my screen is telling me. But I can see what I can't see based on that information. One thing I really do like is how it shows you like right on your tank how much XP you got for what you just did. I think that's really cool. It tells me my progress as I'm going. Now, if you're like marking tanks and whatnot, I think that's super useful to keep track of also how you're doing. There was my small attempt at slightly angling behind that tube thing. That's when I finally looked in and went, oh my gosh, it's so different. They reduced it, I think, I know they did. They definitely reduced the amount of responses you can have. Like that, where I'm pulling backwards. That's to go back behind the building in case there's more people where that guy came from. I feel like in a game, there's so many things you do without realizing, it's just like, it's like second nature almost. Like you fall back behind cover all the time. You're always utilizing the buildings around you. And I think going back in and like watching old games, I go, oh, okay, like that was a good idea. And I have other games where I'm like, that was a terrible idea. So like this one, I just wanted to reset the cap. as you can see, I'm still heavily leaning on RBRT, but I'm using that to predict like the motion and you know. And I heard the RD shell incoming, and I'm like, okay, now you gotta go somewhere else. They'd been shooting over my shoulder for like a couple seconds there, and I was waiting, like this part right here, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna shoot me. I nudged the dead body. I'm gonna get RD'd, and okay, they missed. So, and I figured now Artie has enough to worry, they're gonna not be shooting at me, so I have to get there as quickly as physically possible. I think this is my least favorite part of the game. I mean, that guy's driving backwards, but I mean, the part where you know you're not gonna reach them in time and you're on the other side of the map and it's like, oh, just get there. All in all, it was a good game. I think that falling back to, you know, overly familiar tanks, using RB to your advantage, making sure that you know, perk your crew out, you're using equipment, you're relearning the game is like super important at this point to get to the next point, which is, you know, returning to where you were pre-update 6.0. Also, it doesn't show my name like there ever. But that is me. That's my Defiance. I also love the post-battle results screen. I just like being able to see all the different information that's in there. You know, how much free XP you got, how much vehicle XP, how much commander XP, the best in game for destroy, direct hits assisted. Like, I like being able to see all that at a glance without having to go through everyone else's information as well. Alright, well, I hope you liked walking through that Defiance game with me. I'll see you out there, Commanders.